earlier we were using SD format, standard definition, but now we are using high definition, which is HD format. And so this HD format has got 1920 by 1080 pixels or resolution. So this is an HD camera. So basically this is the inbuilt microphone. You also have external microphones like this one. This is a small boom mic which is connected by XLR cables like this one. So XLR has got three pin cables which you insert here, and then the other end you insert into the XLR inputs in the camera, which is here. So you have input 1 or input 2. Using this cable you can join the other mics, or you can even join from your mixer directly to here. If you want to have the church mixer or your program concert mixer come to your camera, you connect the mixer with the XLR cable right here into the inputs. And then here you have to change the input into line, because there is a microphone and line input. So for mixers you have to use line input, and for microphones you have to use mic input. So you know, video is multimedia. That is, it's got both video and it's got both audio sound. So many of you may think that video is more important because it is picture, but we say that video is 100% important, audio also is 100% important. So you must capture the best quality audio. You must don't depend on the inbuilt camera mic. This will give a very ambient sound. It will capture the outside sound, the wind, the rain, or whatever. But you need to use good microphone, or if not, you need to use your own mixer, the church mixer or the program mixer. So right now, for example, I'm using a lapel mic. The mic over here, you can see here. So it's connected by a wire, and with an XLR cable, it goes into that recording camera. So you get the best quality sound. So there are so many different kinds of mics, as you may be aware. Like you have these lapel mics or normal mics, or you have these boom mics. And now let's talking about the audio in the camcorder or the camera. You also have, besides the audio inputs, you have audio controls, the volume for the audio. So if you increase these, that means the volume will increase, decrease, the volume will decrease for input number 1 and 2. And besides that, there are so many selectors here. If you are going to select channel number 1, input 1 or input 2, or if you are going to record auto or manual audio. If you put auto audio, that means the levels will be recorded automatically. That means if it is too high, it will try to bring it down automatically, or if it is too low, it will try to lift it up slightly. But depending on auto is a bit dicey. Now talking specifically to camera persons, you have to use a sequence in order for focusing, for framing, or for zooming, or for audio. So one way you can remember is FIFA, Federation International Football Association, FIFA. FIFA. So the first FIFA, F, is focusing. So you get the sharpest focus of the speaker or of the subject you are shooting. So you do the focusing right there. So camera persons have to remember to get sharpest subject. So they have to get the focusing of the subject correctly. And then they have to get the right amount of light. It should not be too bright, not too dark. The subject should be well lighted up, well focused. Firstly, they get the focus, F, and then the second one is iris, the brightness. So they have to get the right brightness. Iris or aperture is the amount of light which goes inside the lens. So when you press this iris button, that means you will be able to control the amount of light going in using this focus ring. This is iris ring or aperture ring. So the amount of light which goes can be controlled. You either close the iris so that less light goes in, or you open the iris so that more light goes in. It is brighter. Third F is the framing the subject correctly so that you don't have too much headroom. It's not too wide, but it's just right. For framing the subject, it's like an artist painting a painting. So you have to frame it so that the subject looks right, the subject looks good. The background is fine. You are not very close to the background. There are so many things to think about, but basically it is FIFA. What is the last A? The last A stands for audio. Audio is very important, so the audio levels have to be set correctly. It should not be too loud, it should not be too soft. The next ring is the zoom ring. So this is zoom in, or this is zoom out. This is manual zoom. You also have servo zoom possible. Basically, when you shoot anything, you have to zoom in fully to the subject or whatever you're shooting, and then get the focus. That is getting your back focus. And after that only you zoom out, and then get your framing. You frame the subject properly. So once again, you zoom in and then get the focus of the subject, sharp focused, and then you zoom out and get the proper frame so that the picture is set properly. And then you adjust the brightness using this iris and exposure ring. The opposite of iris and exposure is again the ND filter, which is up here, ND filter. And so this is when it is too bright, when you are shooting in very bright sunlight, and when there are lots of zebra, the video is too bright, then you open this ND filter to 1/4. Or if still it is too bright, that means you put it even higher to 1/16, or finally to 1/64. So this is for bright, very bright lights, sunlight. But if normally you just put it always in off, because off is normal. So to get the subject clear and in sharp focus is very important. This is the focus ring. But sometimes this is for autofocus. That is when you put the button up here, A, autofocus. That means the lens will automatically adjust so that you get the subject in clear focus. But most of the time, and like I said, professionals, they will use only in manual. So they will zoom in, get their focus, the clear subject, and they will get the frame. So the next one is the zoom ring, the zoom. This is basically the manual zoom over here, but you also have servo zoom. So to adjust whether you are going to use manual or servo, this is the button. If you use servo zoom, this is the servo zoom here. So you zoom out or you zoom in. Whereas this is the manual zoom. When you use manual zoom, you have to put this one back to manual, and then you have to zoom in with this one. Zoom in, zoom out. Whereas servo is zoom out, zoom in. Once again, the camera person has to be aware of FIFA. That is focusing, getting the sharpest subject. That is iris or exposure, getting the right amount of light. That is framing, getting the right picture frame. And finally, A, audio, getting the right sound.